right now, if you're Damwon, you're like, wow, yeah, you're a little bit ahead in gold, but we have had 0 fights, and that is exactly what we want. That is exactly where we're at in this game, where we want to be. Karis?
Okay, Karis gonna have to flash as final chapter comes in. Dr. presses his ultimate button. Karis is real dead. First blood goes to Zeri.
Yeah, one of the most creative ways is Zeri randomly gets a kill in the early mid. Like, we usually were waiting for the certified Zeri moment. There it was, but it was not the way we expected, you know? Usually not the flash forward to get the kill onto the enemy Azir, but
all right, possibly an overextension here as Canyon's going to go down low, but instead 2 people die and Zeri gets another kill.
Yeah, this is the reason why they picked Galio again. They were like, you know, it worked really well last time when we just kind of ran at them with all of the CC. Zeri is now 2-0-1.
Yep.
And that's basically the whole mid turret down. And Duckdom is happy to just farm in this location. He doesn't need to be in the bottom lane just because he's a bot laner. He doesn't have to. He doesn't like live by the constrictions of the icon next to his name.
Absolutely not.
As this is the follow flash to make sure that Kellen's ultimate gets the root here after Karis, and that's a kill. Basically a solo kill.
And the soldiers get stuck on the wall there as well to add insult to injury. And then Harmalife Esports stick around yet again and commit to this.
Nuggery is on the other side here, has swept this rush out so he knows he can follow up. And when Vista goes in, they're like, cool, Amumu ulted, we can now dive. Canyon actually just is immortal.
Yeah. As it turns out, able to warrior trickster his way out of the problem entirely. And of course, Nuggery pretty good at tanking things up. So, we have a Mountain Rift this game as well. Damwon Kia going to be taking a whole bunch of turret plates here up towards the top side. There is only a minute remaining on those, but they should get a fair bit of work done here. Sandy as well has been sort of left alone, but Emperor's Divide comes out yet again. No taunt to be had here from Showmaker, but the trade is 100% in Damwon Kia's favor. Teleport to come forward here as possibly a bad situation for the Gangplank because there are a couple of members up here. Yeah,
I want this turret so badly because Karis is very vulnerable. By the way, remember when I said... I feel like it's just, it's almost sad that these like worrisome predictions come true so often. As he will pick that plate up, you can see that stream that falls. And hold on.
Oh dear. Yep, Dudu now in trouble. Permafrost is going to be there. And he just needs more oranges. Needs way more oranges. Not enough vitamin C here for the Gangplank. And he is real dead after that face check. And yeah, what were you going to say?
So remember when I was kind of talking about like, well, I don't think the angle is to build the Andres on the Azir and hope that you can burn through the health bars of both a Galio and a Sejuani while there's a Zeri zooming around at the back. Well, that's the path they're going to take. It's hard to lock her down with Ludens and hope to actually blow her up and get that kill. You don't want to be building
player of the Draven. But Hamar at least now going to be able to group up for Shirley as Canyon's over the wall and he's going to get a 4-man Cyclone. There's the final chapter as well. The Azir is going to go down. The flash comes through. Samdi is going to have to immediately cleanse that. Showmaker sort of looks like he's overextended, but he's just kind of massive on this Galio as Nuggery's diving on forward and Harmalife Esports are trying to keep themselves alive underneath their inner turrets at 15 minutes into the game. Dudu. Oh dear, between a rock and a whole bunch of Damwon Kia members.
Yeah, that's the phrase we like to use here in the LCK. And these fights here, where Zeri is already kind of online, are already scary enough to take as it is. And Hanalife Esports are desperately trying to look for second Herald. And then they just, like, in the very late parts can be good, even though he's significantly behind right now, and Zeri is going to be way better for about, you know, the next 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
However, you have to be coordinated again to pull it off. You can't be kicking the Wukong clone and walking it without vision.
Well, speaking of which, Amumu's dead. Canyon is going to finish that one off in the end. And here he goes, over the wall. Karis going to take way off, like, even Canyon. Just really fed right now. 3-0-2. Same score as his SLEP secured by Damwon Kia. Feels like everything on the map belongs to them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a...
Oh dear. Okay, Cyclone comes through and they get the flash.
Canyon has ult.
Yeah, they do just go forward, but I don't think that Damwon even really needs to force this. They can just go back into the darkness. Cannon Barrage halfway back up again. There's 3 minutes before they have to worry about any sort of dragons or anything like that as Nuggery on the flank. Dudu not going to be his optimal target as Canyon's just walking on in here. Still, he has to be a bit careful. He takes the full combo. Cyclone comes in, and there is the Galio to help him out as well. Oh my goodness, Nuggery comes on through, throws an ult to Narnia, but I don't think it's going to matter whatsoever. And now Dudu is running the wrong direction on this map. It's only Karas that they've managed to take down now, but Dudu is going to follow, and then the 3v5 is not going to be a possibility here for Hanwha Life Esports. That should be a Baron, and there should be nothing that Hanwha Life can do about it.
That's about a...
The rest of Hanwha Life Esports now have to come down. Extendo Beam doesn't quite get the value. Bandage Toss is going to miss. Now Damwon just take down the turret and Hanwha Life. What are you going to do about it? They need to do something, otherwise they'll just lose their Nexus, but I don't even think there's any good option.
There's no flash here for Karas, but he needs to somehow shuffle and Emperor's Divide. You have to pull the trigger at some point.
Well, the ult's going to come through as the Amumu dies before the Curse of the Sad Mummy can even go down. Cyclone comes in here from Canyon, but it's largely just a zone as they take down the Inhibitor turret. Inhibitor going to follow. Noguri sacrificed a bunch of his health bar in order to get 2 Inhibitors, and you'll definitely call that as worth.
When you're going for the Leandri's Void Staff, you know, follow-up to the Morellonomicon you built second, you know, I get it. You don't have burst damage. You don't want to look for Emperor's Divide to engage. You want to do it to disengage as you continually do damage and proc that Leandri's across the tank line, but Damwon Kia will just take a turret away before you can actually get that value, then take an inhibitor away. Is nice try again here from Samdi to try to see what he could find, but the Azir is 0-3 and has done very little damage. The same is true of Dudu on this scaling Gangplank, because they turned this draft into a, well, we'll just scale. We cannot actually commit to the bottom side dive. And if they like decided to ride and dive super hard bottom side, I would have respected this comp a lot more. Then Samdi got nothing, and then the 2 scaling picks are just now being totally owned by the hard engage that Damwon Kia's comp has. You have kind of done 2 half measures as Hanwha Life Esports here. You like went for the Draven, but then didn't fully commit. Then with the scaling, you're not willing to now on 3 items on your Azir even look for an Emperor's Divide engage.
Yeah. It's almost like they tried to do both things and then...
Neither of them well.
Yeah, and you can't... And because they did, none of them are possible.
Yeah.
Even. As Samdi goes back, he does have an Infinity Edge, which is kind of cool. You know, even though he's 0-0-0, stacking up these Adoration stacks, I mean, he may not ever actually cash in anything, but he at least has 3 items, 3.5. You count the Serrated Dirk that he's also sitting on. Picked that one up for lane earlier on. Still has some brown bags, but the damage is going to be there as Canyon just over the wall with his Warrior Trickster. But this, you know, even the Hanwha Life Esports base is starting to belong to Damwon Kia as they've taken down the inhibitors in both mid and bottom, and it's only a matter of time before this top lane is going to be secured as Canyon just messing around here with the Warrior Trickster.
Yeah, this last game has just felt so painful if you're a Hanwha fan. This Dudu,
yeah,
Nuguri's still holding on to ult, so he's got to be really careful.
And this is just Kellen sitting with Canyon this entire time, waiting for their opportunity to go for some sort of engage. Doctor pretty safe as Canyon takes a fair bit of damage here. There's the bandage toss. It's going to connect. Vista is going to get caught up by Showmaker's Everfrost, though, and the ulti does come through onto Karas. That's going to deny his entry into the fight. Samdi is actually still pretty healthy, but Doctor's going to go golden. That's going to deny the Emperor's Divide, and now OnFleek has to flash, safeguard, press every button he can to keep himself alive as Showmaker will say goodbye to the first pick, Azir. Doctor now just going to get to work on this turret, and I think that's going to be all she wrote here for this game number 3, as Damwon Kia are just going to bear down on these Nexus turrets, and I think that the weight of their wallets will be very, very heavy this game. Yep, OnFleek was going for some sort of kick. Actually, no, didn't have that one available, but he is still going to go down, just going for the hero play, as Noguri just says, into your fountain, please, Hanwha Life, we're just going to kill your Nexus, and that is exactly what Damwon Kia are going to do. Couple of statements there in games 2 and 3. I think Damwon Kia were pretty upset that they lost game 1.